Harriette just had a seizure. I don't know what was going on there.
No, I think everyone just needs to know I'm back.
I'm back.
Your favourite podcaster is back. So busy working. It's been difficult, but I'm back. I'm back this week. I'm excited to be back. Back with a bang.
Now I'm doing it. Now I'm doing the weird ass hand movements. I need to stop, bro.
But yeah, I'm sorry. Apologies, guys, for missing out on last week. It also was my birthday. I just feel like it's been a mental time. But
it's been a bit mental. That day was mental. I'm still recovering, to be honest.
4 days on the trot, mate.
Honestly, I still feel ill. I cannot drink at this point.
Yeah. Anyway, we're coming off topic. Hello and welcome. Welcome back to SisTEA.
Yes, so today we're going to be talking about confrontation, learning how to say no, standing up for yourself, and consent. I feel like all of these topics, granted they're serious, but obviously you know us, we're not going to be all serious, but I feel like
be a sprinkle of sarcasm.
It's definitely something that we both struggle with, but like at opposite extremes.
I'm too confrontational,
and I literally am so like, you can walk over me. I'm essentially a pavement. Like, I know, like legit, like I'm a walking path at this point. So
anyway, if this interests you, which obviously it is, and please don't tune out.
Please don't tune out. I know it's been a long intro, but anyway. So boil a kettle, grab some biscuits, and let's get down to the tea. I would date you.
I just said I look like a boy, and she said she'd date me.
She's a very attractive boy, so.
I wonder if I would be an attractive boy. I haven't
I
edited
would
myself
be the
into
ugliest boy ever. Like, I would.
I think I'd have a big.
Disgusting.
If I was a boy.
Or at least big dick energy. I would definitely have massive dick energy. Like, it would be, honestly, I wouldn't be able to step in a room.
Girls would be flocking around
without girls just be like swooning. Like, they'd be like, that guy.
I just wouldn't be very tall, but I'd carry myself.
Yeah.
I'd carry myself well. I feel like girls would be like, he's it. Do you know what I mean?
Anyway. It makes up for his height.
Makes up for his height in other areas. Swinging it.
That's why I kind of wish that sometimes I'm like, it'd be fun to have one for a day. Just to do shit like that. Not
I think it's every girl's got the same answer about having a penis.
100%.
They would literally just be like helicoptering it around everywhere.
This is such an odd
Any
chat.
opportunity, get your dick out.
Just honest, but they do. They literally do.
I don't think so. But okay. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Confrontation. Queen of confrontation over here.
This girl is so, like, honestly, the best at it. And we're going to talk about the positives about it because, honestly, like, I've been in situations where I've thought, no, like, I'll give this person a chance. Like, I know I'm not that interested in them, but I feel like I owe them something. Granted, if you've been talking a long time, you've never met, and you haven't even been on a first date, like, I feel like, give them a chance. You don't know them yet. I mean, if you didn't want to, it's your choice again. But I'm one of those people that even if I know I don't like them, I'm like, oh, but maybe it was just that day. Whereas you
sometimes do hear these stories where it's just like, I really wasn't into him at first, or like, he's not my type, or this or that. But the more I've hung out with him, like, he's the one for me now, and I let go of all my types, and I mean, which is something that I need to do. Speaking of, you know, letting go of things that we need to kind of become better on, is me being like, okay, well, he's not my type, but maybe I should give him a chance, because I'm always like, well, he's not 6 foot, and he's not this.
Actually, he's not.
He doesn't have
he
this.
He doesn't tick off every one of my boxes.
Which is like, you know, it's not good.
Not everyone's gonna be perfect like us.
Some people have. I know. You guys are gonna remember, you're not all perfect like us.
Like, I'm so sorry, but it's difficult.
But like, if they've got 1 or 2 boxes, I mean, I went on a date with someone who literally ticked like none of my boxes, and it was quite good. But
I mean, sometimes you can just have a laugh at people, but I just always
gotta build the friendship first. I've got to be your best friend. Remember Bernie's episode last week? They've got to be your best friend. They've
got to be your best friend to be your life partner.
Exactly.
Because you've got to like go to the toilet in front of them and everything. Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, you don't have to, but I don't know.
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? Why don't you want to see me pee? I don't understand it.
I know.
Sorry, I am waffling. But what I would like to say is that I've had like an experience where I've literally been so miserable on the date. Like, I was freezing.
Because you've given them another chance.
Because I've given them another chance, and they were honestly, like, it was just, I I'm so pathetic. Harriette would have just left, right?
Like I said, we know, so you've spoken about this before, I've just got up from a date and just left, because if I'm not enjoying it...
See, and I'm just
see you
like...
later.
I'm like, no, it might get better, and it never, ever does. I knew I
better.
wasn't interested in... Well, I didn't know I wasn't interested in the person, but...
Only
red
thing
flags
that
were
was happening-
showing. Red flags were flowing in the wind.
Yeah.
I was
Only thing
like-
that was happening was you were just getting colder.
I was just getting colder and colder, like physically and mentally.
These
Like I was
dates
just such a
outside. Oh my
god!
god!
I'm not here for it. I'm not here for it.
Or just
Boris,
generally
let
being
us in.
outside,
Like,
please. Couple
honestly,
of weeks.
unless it's warm, unless it's above like 20 degrees, you will not catch me outside.
Not anymore. Catch me outside. How about that?
Why did I not say it right? Anyway,
Catch me outside. How about
yeah, and
that?
I went to the bathroom and I started crying. I was like, I want to go home. But I think that was also like the coldness. But it was just, and I don't know why I stayed, you know. And I think it's
I think
more
sometimes
about,
you want things to work, or you like.
I
know
do,
what I mean?
but I think the main kind of thing that I want to try and put across is that we don't all have to be people pleasers, right? And I feel like, I don't know, it's maybe with social media again, I feel like we're all trying to put the best versions of this polished version out. We have to be nice to everyone and, you know, make a perfect experience for everyone. But we don't, like, granted, I don't condone being mean or horrible to anyone, but what I mean is that don't go over and beyond for people that maybe aren't that valuable in your life, right? And who, you know, wouldn't go the same kind of length for you. They don't value in the same way. I just think it's a burden on you.
People come into and out of our lives for a reason, and a lot of the time they're lessons. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's understanding that, and I feel like when you sign of the first red flag, you see all these people that say like, "Oh my god, like I wish I listened to that first red flag when I found it."
I listened to SisTEA Podcast.
Exactly. They wish that they'd obviously dipped out when they kind of recognised the first red flag, but then a year down the line or a couple of months down the line, they're like, fuck,
Literally.
like I'm really hurt or I'm this and that.
Literally.
I think it's very important to, if you're upset quite early on into a relationship or a situationship, that you feel like you need to get out, because the more you kind of long it out, the more attached you're going to get and the more invested. And I think that a lot of the problem is, a lot of the time as well, is that we mistake kind of feelings for rejection, if that makes sense, because I feel like rejection, there's like some science behind it, that it's like rejection had like it's like the same, not emotion,
Comes from the same place of part of the brain.
yeah,
maybe?
something like that. Rejection. I mean, sometimes we can't.
Don't cite us in your dissertation.
Yeah, no,
don't
don't reference me.
Don't reference.
And I don't think it's too dissimilar.
Imagine
Basically,
Harriette said this.
Harriette said this from SisTEA Podcast. And I think obviously sometimes we do mistake kind of feelings for someone, like being rejected by someone you like them more and you want their attention more. And it's like, I feel like sometimes we need to
it's
put a
unrequited
twist
love.
on this. You need to confront those feelings, you need to confront those emotions that you're having, and fucking own it and be like, you know what, no. I think for me, if I'm not feeling something, I'm not going to long it out. I'm not going to string you along and be like, yeah, no, I'm totally feeling this or whatever, or blah, 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 blah. Like, if I'm feeling something, or even if it's like deep, or whether it's something like light, I'm going to pursue it. I'm going to investigate it. I'm going to investigate it.
I'm going to do my little...
I'm going to have my magnifying glass.
I mean,
out.
to be fair, we do investigate men before we even speak
yeah.
to them. Oh my god, I know your
Miss
entire life
Investigate
history.
them. Yeah.
I know your auntie's name. I know
Don't
your
worry, I
first
know it
pet's
all.
name. I know it all.
Don't worry about me at the first family dinner, because I know it all.
I know everything. I know how to please you.
No need to introduce
No
yourself.
need to. I already know who Uncle George
the little
is.
dogs, 3 of them, know their names.
And know them. Oh, you goldfishes? Yeah, can name 50 of them. All of them.
I know them all. Oh wow.
But I feel like, going on from your point, you need to confront yourself. And I think that maybe sometimes we lie to ourselves. We lie to ourselves. It's a good one, that is. We lie to ourselves. And I feel like if we can't confront ourselves and be honest with ourselves about our true feelings and really tap into them, then you're not going to be able to like confront other people.
Sorry.
Whoa, earthquake there.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, and I feel like it's definitely a skill to have, especially in the dating world now. You've got to know what's best for you. You can't be a people pleaser, and it's the same with friendships, right? You can't give your all to everyone all the time. And
if you're not feeling something or someone's made you upset, then you do need to say something. I think the amount of times we kind of let things slip, and they do affect us in our home lives and our day-to-day lives. I mean, I have been in a situation where I kind of bit my tongue for a short while with one of my flatmates. I mean, you know who was getting me down so much to the point, but they just wouldn't listen. Like, I'd confront them, and we'd have arguments, we'd have screaming matches, and he just like. Yeah,
some people are like that. They're literally like.
And it honestly got to a point where I just avoided, like, and that's not like me at all. But I think it's recognizing what aspects of them or their personality trait or whatever is getting you down and making you upset or making you on edge or making you anxious, whether it can be fixed or whether it's something that you cannot categorically be fixed, and it's genuinely a personality trait of theirs, it's not going to be something that's going to change, then you need to obviously distance yourself from that person 100%. And yes, I think you should say something. I don't think it should be something where you just like avoid it or you just like keep hanging out with them because you feel bad or this or that. It's not on you. Like, girlfriend, it's not on you.
100%.
If they're not, you know, bringing you, like, a friendship should bring you joy, it should bring you happiness,
you can pick
content.
your friends.
Do you know what I mean?
You can fully pick them. You can have a little pick and mix bag, you can pick them.
Yeah, and if you're not feeling something or they've done something to upset you, the amount of times me and Hannah have done something to piss the other one off, and straight away we're like, I feel like. We always start with the, I feel like. But that's why we've got such a strong, great relationship, because we can talk to each other about anything. And, you know, I've got some amazing friends that I can be like that with. However, if I had a friend where I thought, I can't be honest with you, I can't say how I feel, they're not my friend.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
But also you've got to remember that by keeping all of this inside, because I do this a lot. I mean, I sometimes I just think it doesn't need confrontation. I'm just like, let it be. Like, I can't, like, and I just let it go.
Is it?
But when it's something that really upsets me and bothers me and really agitates me, what I find is that it just builds up and builds up and builds up. It's doing nothing to that person. That person is living in their ignorance, but it is affecting you.
But they might not even know as well.
No, exactly. They're in their ignorance, right?
Imagine if they didn't know and it was something that could affect them in a relationship. Say you've got a friendship with someone and something's really upsetting you or pissing you off about someone, and you don't say anything. That could be something that could kind of be a detriment. Is that what?
Be detrimental.
Be detrimental to, say, their romantic relationships or friendships in the future. And if you could be that person that could say something, like, do it.
Snaps for you.
Snaps for you. So, as someone who isn't great at confrontation, how would you ideally confront both a relationship or a friendship? What would your ideal way be?
It's impossible for me to do either of them. No, I'm genuinely trying.
I'm like, what's going on? I need to speak to you immediately. Thank you.
What I do.
Come here now.
What I do.
Got a bone to pick with you.
What I do is I say, listen, my sister is Harriette Freer.
Needs to tell you something.
And she is going to deal with this situation. If not, I'll get Hannah.
No, the amount of times you avoid sometimes telling me something because you know I'll say something.
Oh my God, I don't, like, it is
impossible. I chased a boy around school.
It is impossible
once,
for me to do. Yes, you did. And he still remembers it to this day. He still thinks you absolutely hate him and he's still fearful of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time to come my way.
Time to come my way. So I sort him out. Guys, if you have any problems, just time to come our way. Message Harriette. She's got you.
Sort you out.
But I think, but either way, I'm not a very, like, aggressive person anyway. I don't know. SisTEAM, I'm going to try and confront people more and be more open with my feelings.
And I'm going to be trying to be a bit less of a bitch.
But it's not even like, sometimes confrontation doesn't even mean like...
I think I'm just too honest.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I don't like
but
that.
I don't think that's a problem. But I just think
You really wearing that?
you fire. You're wearing that.
Oh, have you not noticed you got a bit of fat?
Oh.
No, that's me. I'd never say that.
Yeah, I think you just fire up too quickly.
Yeah.
Whereas me,
I
I
don't
let them
think-
build, and then it will affect my own happiness and the way I
Yeah.
react to others and people that I actually care about, right? And I let that impact, and then I get into a horrible, like, sad, depressed state, and everything
Because there's one small thing that could
because
be
of the
nipped in the bud.
smallest thing.
Yeah.
Legit, like the
Guys,
smallest
learn
ass
from
thing.
Tilly and don't be like that.
Don't be Tilly, but I.
Yeah, confrontation. How would you do it
I'm
then?
gonna do a pledge. Well, it depends what it is, because I also think that confrontation it doesn't always have to be about someone that's annoying, like a pet peeve or anything, or that something negative that someone's done. Sometimes confrontation can obviously be used to say you feel something about someone, and I would never, like, it's impossible. If I like you, you will never know. I will never tell you. It's impossible, because I'm too much of a pussy. Whereas you...
Oh my...
You can say it, and I wish I had that, but I don't like.
When I feel like something's not going somewhere, I'm like, what? Like, what's going on then? And I'm not like, what's going on? I'm like, this is how I feel. I feel like I'm not getting anything from you.
We?
I've given you your opportunities, but I feel like I'm not getting it back. So from now on, like, not from now on, but I feel like I'm gonna like take a step back from this. Like, I wish you well. Like, I did like you, but this is it.
Couldn't do that. I could not do that, because I'd
You
be like,
just
oh my god,
got
I'm gonna
to.
break
Life's
their
too
heart.
short.
I'm like,
Yeah, but
they
even
are
if-
literally.
Yeah, but even if you like them and you don't know if they like you, you've got to be like, because
I
you get
know,
your answers.
But I don't like. My problem, again, I need to drop my ego and drop my pride in a sense. I'm like, well, if they don't like me,
if they like you, you'll
like
know
that's
about
so
it.
embarrassing. Like, how could someone not like me? Like, and I just feel like then I'm the
Can't be
vulnerable
everyone's
one.
type, darling, can we?
And I can't understand.
I can't understand why, but we're not everyone's type.
It is true. I mean, you must be blind if I'm not your type.
Maybe they just don't like stunning girls.
Maybe you just don't like
Maybe you just
11 out of 10s.
Maybe you just don't like girls that are just full of banter,
funny,
with hot-ass
attractive,
personalities.
#1 podcast. Like,
I don't get it, but okay.
I don't get it. But it's
Maybe
not
you
your
want
type.
maybe you want someone that's gonna stroke your ego, because I ain't.
Because I ain't.
So I'll just stroke.
This is not
I'll
a
tickle your
petting
back
zoo.
instead.
This is not a petting zoo.
No.
Oh my god, I'm actually really good at massages. I didn't know, but someone told
Oh,
me. the
I'm
other
getting a
day.
massage on Tuesday. I'm so excited.
What? Take me with
Sports
you.
one.
Oh.
Anyway.
Yeah, so I also feel like maybe that's something I can work on, and I'll let you guys know if it's working and if I completely embarrass myself with things. But I find...
No, but you've got to. Like,
Yeah.
I love it. Sometimes I'm like, I want a bit of tea. Come on, let's go confront someone.
Let's go
Honestly.
confront someone.
I've been talking to someone for a while, and I'm like, all right then.
Let's stir
I'm
up
gonna
some
leave this
shit.
here. Let's get the pot.
Let's get the pot, the cauldron, and stir it.
I'll call
Put
them up and I'll be like,
spice.
what's going on then?
So, wait, Becky told me this. What?
Makes up a lie.
But
Where are you?
I feel like also something happened recently that I'm not going to go into detail about, but I knew that I wasn't interested in the person and I couldn't say anything about it. I didn't know, I just had a feeling because they were being very pushy and making me very uncomfortable, and I couldn't confront them even though I knew in that situation I was not I was not comfortable with it. I wasn't feeling okay, and I think that could get me in a lot of trouble because you need to be able to say no, you know, when it's necessary.
Confrontation leads so well into consent, which I also think is like a massive issue kind of these days, especially, I don't want to stereotype, but especially as women. The amount of times I've heard friends say like, well, I just kind of did it just because.
Oh my god, there is not a friend I know who hasn't had some sort of story where it's like, well, I just kind of did it because like
it was just easier to
it was
go
just
along with it.
easier than to say no,
or like
make
they
a
weren't getting the
fuss.
picture, and like it wasn't like that, but like I didn't really want to do it, and it's like,
and it's like, but why? And then you look back at it and you're disgusted at yourself, but really, why are you disgusted at yourself? You should be disgusted by the person that inflicted those actions on you. Granted, if they didn't realize, but I feel like sometimes how can you not?
How stupid do you have to be?
Like, I can't think of anything worse than
If you literally say no,
But,
I don't
like,
do this, or I'm not
trying something on
comfortable,
with someone,
and
who
then
wasn't attracted to me.
as well as like body language as well. You're a bit like, do you know what I mean?
Like, you're on edge. If I'm like not feeling it, like, you can automatically tell. I kind of like, granted I'm small already, but I like get smaller. I'm like, bro, like, you cannot see me. It's impossible.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. But I literally fold up like a sleeping bag, right? And you can tell on my face, like, I'm very, as I said, I cannot lie. Like, my face is very readable. So, like, you can tell. But I can't think of anything worse than being attracted to someone and putting on, is that the word? Putting it on with them,
yeah.
right? And them feeling uncomfortable or not being attracted back to me, or thinking, oh, this is a bit like...
If they weren't ready
that
for
makes
something...
me feel sick.
Yeah, if they weren't ready for that step and I was pushy on them, I'd feel horrendous. I'd feel awful. But at the first signs of me being a bit pushy, I think I would be a bit like... But then you can see it as a non-sexual way as well. I'm sorry, girls. I'm not bait us out, but I'm gonna... It's like when girls are a bit pushy on guys...
Oh my
and
God,
they're a bit like, and then the girls get pushier and this and that. So like, I think there's different angles to consent. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, there's
genders.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the amount of like drunk girls that would just be like, like fall on.
I mean, I've seen some of my guy friends' conversations, and like they're like, I don't know in what other language I need to say no to this girl.
Like, I'm not interested in you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fit like. And I think girls like, no, he's just playing hard to get.
Yeah,
no,
I'll get him.
not.
Or like, it's the whole rejection thing. Like when someone rejects you, you want them a bit more. Or like someone doesn't want you, you want them. But
I mean, why is playing hard to get even a thing?
yeah, would that kind of come
why
into the same?
Why are we playing hard to get?
Would that come into the same bracket as consent?
Playing hard to get.
No, not playing hard to get, but like how we as women.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, it's vice versa. Like, guys can be like that as well. I've got some guys,
yeah.
oh my God, that I just like, I've said no a million times, or I've ignored their messages because I've already said no, and they've just continued to been like, are you single? And I'm like, I literally say like no, because, you know, and they just keep.
Because, you know.
No, but we've all got those. We've all got those people that. I don't know.
No,
but
I know.
Is that an issue of consent as well?
Even if you don't respond to them, they won't
Yeah.
leave you alone. And it's like, it's border like, and things like that. That's why I can't be confrontational. Why can I not say a word? Confrontational, because I'm worried of the repercussions. Guys, I'm completely sober. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I just cannot talk. Yeah, I'm worried about the repercussions at the end of the day, and them potentially doing something. Like, you hear all these stalking stories, and I just get so like, men scare me sometimes. Like,
yeah.
I don't know what I would do.
You know, sometimes I think, that boy knows my address. Is he gonna come back to me? Do you know what I mean?
Oh my God, honestly, it terrifies me.
I'm like, that guy's been to my house and he said that to be a fucking psycho. Imagine if he just turned up. He knows where I live.
And that, honestly, like, I would get like 10 different locks. Like, this is why people do.
I triple lock my door all the time.
Honestly, unless I know this is going somewhere, and you're not a psycho, from this point on,
you will not know my address.
You will not know my address. You will not know my last name. Maybe not even my first name.
It's on your Instagram, you idiot.
That's not my first name. That's my nickname. Oh. To be fair, it's not that hard to guess.
But anyway, I feel like with consent and stuff, how do we educate people more? Is it more of like, we need to discuss it more?
People don't even like. I just don't.
I feel like it's literally like
everyone. What's the first word that you learn when you're like young? No, like yes and no, pretty much. Yeah. No is probably easier, right? So
what's more dinner? No.
Exactly. No.
Well, that's very easy to understand.
Exactly.
Do you want to have sex with me? No.
Wait. I think you meant yes.
What was that?
What was? Did you say no? Because
I didn't hear that. I'm gonna keep going.
I'm gonna carry on. Oh, you said.
You said yeah.
Oh.
Or it's more like she wants
I
me.
It
She might have said no, but she wants me.
Like,
yeah.
No, we're not. No, quite literally. Or if I'm like, if someone's like, oh no, I don't. Even things like kissing. If people aren't. Even if they don't directly say no, sometimes you can tell because they're not.
Telling,
they're not reciprocating
that.
like the energy. So maybe they're not kind of as on it as you are. Maybe they're not kissing you back. Maybe they're not like
giving you a mummy's kiss, like a.
Maybe they're just kind of like. I mean, have that conversation. Obviously, I understand when you're in the moment, you're not going to want to be like, excuse me, do I have your consent? Can you please, like, sign this contract here that, you know,
but
it's
simple
okay
yes
that we
or no,
have sex
innit?
to each other. It literally is. But you can also just check in. You can be like, is
Are you
this all right?
with this?
You happy? Like, you're not too drunk. Especially, like, if you are drunk. Sometimes, like, I feel like I'm a bit more vulnerable, right? Because I'm more likely to say just yes to things because I'm like, listen, I don't. Do you know what I mean? You're less in control, and maybe that's
you feel like you're feeling something,
part.
and then you're like,
yeah, exactly, and you don't, and you can change your mind. And thing is, like, people can change their mind. Like a friend of yours was explaining this the other day, who had worked for the police, right? You can change your mind at any point.
Yeah.
Even if I am stark naked on a bed, get that out of your heads, get your mind out of the gutter.
Your mind out of the gutter. I remember walking into this conversation, I was like,
you're like, okay,
I'm gonna leave you two for this.
I'm gonna leave you two. This is a bit serious for me.
This is serious. I'm gonna go back to making my lemon sorbet in the kitchen.
I'm gonna go back to being a housewife.
How much lemon sorbet did I make that night?
So much. It
all
was
over
really, really good. She kept on. We were trying to.
People were trying to tell me to stop.
No, the fact that
I kept spilling it everywhere, and this guy was like, let me help you, and I was like, no, I can get it.
Understand?
He was so pissed off
I'm not giving you my consent to stir my limoncello. No, this is my limoncello.
My job. It's when they were the boys were at the shops. They were like, "Do you want anything?" I was like, "Lemons, lemons, and Rennie, Rennie, lemons and Rennie." Now it's an afters.
Now it's a proper afters.
Now it's a party.
Is it even a party if you don't have lemons and Rennie?
No.
I kept
dropping them on the way.
Yeah,
Sophie
this is what I was going to talk about. So she had like all these lemons in her hands, and bearing in mind we'd been out drinking since about like 12 o'clock or something.
Absolutely.
And Harriette was in a state, but granted it's her birthday. Why wouldn't you be? Is it even your birthday if you're not? And she drops these lemons in the middle of the road, and this car is coming, and Harriette's just running after. She's like, I'm like,
1 minute.
You will literally get run over. Like, we're not tall girls.
He was like, it's her birthday. She's got lemons. Let her be.
Let her be. Let her be.
Let
Let
the girl have her
her
lemons.
Let her. When life gives you lemons, make limoncello.
Girls, I don't chase boys. I chase lemons. There's no lie in that.
There's no absolute
Anyway, but yeah, no, he was obviously wise for you.
I was like, I forgot we even had this topic. Right. So he was basically saying, even if I was like, not him, me.
Stark
naked. I suppose it applies men and women and everyone in between. And I suddenly said no, or I'm sorry, I want to go home, or I want you to leave. You have every right to do that. Mm-hmm. And that's the one part of bringing it back to confrontation I find specifically very hard.
But why?
Because I don't want to upset that person.
Fucking upset that person though.
But I don't. What if they get aggressive? Like, I'm worried about I can't really protect myself. I'm worried about that person
self-defense. Google it.
I do need to. In fact, that is
Stop making excuses. No, that's riled me up. That making excuses for not saying no because you feel like you're defenseless. Well, no, that should not be the case. Also, why are you involved with someone who could become aggressive with you?
Right? Like, it's a reality that unfortunately is the case. Like, a lot of the time,
grab them by the balls, poke them in the eyes.
That is actually an episode that we are going to have that was suggested by one of our lovely SisTEAM members.
We're on it.
Honestly, we are on it. We're just doing a bit of research for it. But about self-defense techniques, and one of the ones that she wrote about, and it was like a case study. Where
it was a question of did she go too far?
And I don't think she did.
No, we would love to get your opinion.
If someone is... Yeah, let us know what you guys think. It would be interesting
in
from a guy's... Yes, in a future episode. But if you want to hear more about self-defense, or if you have any of your self-defense tips, send them our way, kids. But yeah, at the end of the day, if suddenly that person decides, oh, I'm not feeling it, you have to accept that just because you might have been feeling it half an hour ago doesn't mean it's the same. And just because you're kissing or doing other stuff doesn't mean I want to have sex with you.
It's like sometimes you're like, oh my God, I want shepherd's pie for dinner. Half an hour later, you're like, absolutely not, I'm having fucking lobster linguine.
Like, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Our minds can change.
We change, like, seasons. We change, like, honestly, as Harriette said, not every day we want one day we want shepherd's pie, the next we want lobster linguine. So, please, people, take a note. And this is not just for girls, this is for guys as well. I feel like there is definitely a stigma. Granted, it happens a lot more to girls, right? Where they do feel uncomfortable and defenseless. Granted, if you're not Harriette,
get out.
If you're a weakling like me, I feel like I'd love to talk to a man that's maybe been through this, where women can be just as abusive and forceful as men, and you can have it the other way round. So guys, as much as you're expected to kind of be the not sexual predators, but they're not, to be honest. They don't have higher sex drives. I feel like it's it's very individual on the person, and also dependent on cycles a lot of the time. But they think, you might get picked on by your mates. Oh, you said no, like she was wanting to have sex with you, but you didn't consent, or you said no. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I don't know, but I just feel like also for men, I feel like it's less of a kind of, I've said this before, but a kind of intimate thing. But for a lot of men, it probably still is. And you don't need to have sex with them. Like, it is your choice. It is your body, right? Not everyone needs to see it. If you're not feeling something in that moment, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Yeah, so
I think we've skipped over something. Obviously, no, we kind of touched upon consent. And I do want to drill into that a lot more, maybe in a future episode, maybe talking about the importance and maybe kind of looking at it from a guy's perspective as well.
And definitely some rules.
I want to reiterate that, but from both sides, you need to think yourself from both angles. If someone, make sure that obviously you've got consent from someone to take things further, but also if you don't feel like you can go ahead with something for whatever reason it is, then you can say no.
Yeah.
We spoke a minute ago about obviously confrontation. I want to talk about confrontation with breakups. Let's back it up.
Let's back it up.
Can you dump someone over text? I'm going to slow that down on the video.
No! Okay. I'll look like a horse.
I'm so good at editing now.
I am in editing.
You wait
I think that is just so, like, as much as I'm not good at confrontation, but I would not break up with someone over text. At least a phone call.
Guy broke up with me over text.
Especially recently.
It was like recently. And things were going so well. And then just out of the blue. And he still called me B. He was like, B. And put a kiss. And I was like,
No.
First of all, I was just with you. You could have done it then.
Well, like, what is actually wrong with you? Like, don't try and
listen, I'm fine.
It's literally
I'm Gucci. Thank you for making me avoid a situation that could have been so just not right for me in the future. So thank you.
Actually, I was about to end it with you, to be honest. Like,
I wasn't, but okay.
No, Harry, you were. It's fine. I was.
You know what?
I was about to break up with you anyway.
There was discussions.
Yeah, so you didn't break up with me. See, this is why my pride is so bad.
You didn't break up with me.
No one can ever break up with me. I have to break up with you first.
Like, he broke up with me via text. After we had a lovely weekend.
I just think it's such a cop-out.
Oh, God.
It's such a cop-out. I just think, really, like, especially if you've put something emotional and, like, you've had a deep connection with that person, and you just over text, like, are you a child? Like, why are you acting like, I'm sorry, but you're a pussy.
Sorry, you don't live in Australia and I live in the UK.
Like, we're in the same country.
Please give me a call, man.
Yeah, I feel like if you... Pussy-o! Pussy-o! Sorry, just trying to be a road man right now. So what I was going to say Yeah, I just think it's such a cop-out, and it's so, like, especially if it's a long-term thing. Like, imagine if you've been with that person for maybe, like, a year or two, and they go, oh, it's just not working for me. Are you okay? It's just not working for me. And they broke up with you over text. I just think...
You actually couldn't do it in person.
What would have you done if we didn't have phones?
Yeah. You just ghosted me?
I mean, like, no, but things
Texting, breaking up via text is just as bad as ghosting, straight up.
No, I think to be honest, I think it's worse.
Yeah.
Because if you're being ghosted a lot
Feeling
of the
a type
time,
of way.
a lot of the time, if you've been ghosted, you're usually in like a situationship or like a fling, right? So it's not that deep. Granted, if it is a form of unrequited love and you're obsessed with that person and they don't want you, yes, it hurts. Ghosting,
it's not right. There's only certain situations. Obviously, during the pandemic, I can kind of understand if you don't live together and you're not able to see one another, then I get... No, but fucking call them or FaceTime them. At least
and don't call me babe. Don't give me any extras.
Don't call me babe.
Just
don't call
say,
me babe.
Poof, you're single.
No, call me. Don't fucking... Like, if you're at least gonna want to do... You can't do it to my face. At least have the decency to call me.
Yeah, I think so. I
want to hear the
like,
sorrow in your voice.
I want to hear how broken you are as a human, that you're going to lose me.
I want to be able to have my say. You don't text me and then not... Because then when I reply, you could just think, like, it's not no.
Oh my God,
you're not cornered. Sorry, no.
I hate being the person that, like, replies last. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I hate it. Like, especially, there have been times when I said, I've texted many a blunt texters before. Oh my God. I've literally asked someone a question and they have liked the message and left it on read.
I asked you a question. You don't need to... No, you need
no,
to respond.
no, don't worry.
Just like it.
Yeah, just honestly, just like it. I didn't ask you how your day was. Just like it. I'll get the message.
Tilly.
Thank you. Yeah. Wait, which way would it be on the camera? I feel like that way because then it's flipped, isn't it? Yeah, this is right.
Then I flip it.
Yeah, exactly. So this is right because this is the wrong hand because the L isn't that way for us. For L for left.
Getting all my tattoos done soon. I think I'm going to get an L on somewhere. So
I really think she does. Maybe also get north. No, but whoever needs compasses at the moment. North. I don't even... At least give them... Pathetic. Because I also feel like it completely avoids closure. And I feel like that's
a lot of
so
people
important.
do need... If that's cut off, I swear to God. No, it's back. We're good.
Yeah. Well, we good. The batteries. Yes, thank you, Apple.
20%.
But I just feel like it also gives both of you closure. Granted,
yeah.
Like
maybe
you may not think out of the relationship.
Yeah, and you may not think that you need the closure or you need to hear anything. You've made your mind up, but just fucking appreciate you've actually ended it with someone. Like give someone their say, and it you might have got something wrong or this or that. Like granted, you may think you think you may have made up your mind. You might not actually have done that, or I don't know. I just think it's so unfair to break up with someone via text and not give them their opportunity to be like, well, this is how I feel, or well.
But I can understand why they want to kind of like avoid like.
Yeah,
but
because
it is
it's confrontation, isn't it?
It's an unhealthy habit, and you shouldn't be doing it.
Break the habit. Break
at
the
cycle. At the end of the day,
cycle.
if you're in a relationship, you should be comfortable enough with that person emotionally.
You probably pooed in front of them, so
yeah. I mean, not all couples do that, but like, that's how you know you're super strong.
Yeah, if you can do that, you can do anything.
Oh, no, I couldn't. I don't think I could, man. I don't think I could. Really? No. Yeah, like Harriette's like, I'll do it for anyone. I'll do it on someone. No. I'm kidding.
That's dark.
That's very dark. I remember watching like a prostitution, because I was looking for future careers and I was watching a documentary on prostitutes, and she was like, the guy was paying
the one
her.
on BBC.
Yeah. And I think he would buy her a curry every single time and get her to shit on his chest. Yeah, so it's not like it was a normal poo. Yeah. It was a genuine, like a curry one. Like that was probably very spicy and like you eat it and it comes back out. It's disgusting. So I cannot. Do you know with these kind of things? Like how does that even start?
I don't know.
Like,
where does your fetish start from?
Like where? Like did you?
I need a girl to eat a spicy curry and then poo on my
shit on
chest.
Like, do you just have like a...
That's what I need to
like
do.
a dream about it? Like, I mean, I don't really watch porn, so
I bet he's had pink eye so many times.
Oh
I don't know if I
my.
can put this in a podcast. Are you going to get reported on YouTube?
It was on BBC iPlayer, so... Do you know what I mean? They've reported on it.
YouTube's going to be like, girls.
No, girls, this is inappropriate content.
Yeah.
To be fair, we say it is explicit.
Yeah, so it's not suitable for kids.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that, obviously, you've been in a relationship with that person. You have to be comfortable enough, especially if you've been in, like, a long-term relationship. So the fact that you can't give them the satisfaction... the closure. There's just such a cop-out.
There's minimal excuses as to why you're able to do it over text.
Also,
if you live in different countries, but just fucking call her, man. Just call her.
Costs nothing. Well,
I get it's a shit. I get it's shit, and you don't want to do it, and you may just really just not have feelings for them anymore. Just don't want to speak to them, but at least respect their time a little bit more. You spent time together, respect the time you've had together, respect them and their feelings, just give them a call. Like, I know it's not going to be nice, it's going to be pleasant, it's going to make you feel rubbish because you could probably, in reality, might make someone cry or something. But
also, if you've...
Man up! Or
woman
up, or whatever.
Or woman up. Or
gear up. Gear up and face-to-face or call
non-binary up, there we go.
Non-binary up.
I would love to know your term for that. But I would also like to say, if you've checked out of that relationship, that other person might have not. So granted, you may have found your closure,
know why.
But they haven't. So you're doing them a disservice, and by prolonging it, you know, because you're like,
especially if you don't reply or you don't give them like a real answer, like,
you're wasting that. That person could be single. That person doesn't that person could be having their hot
a couple
girl
of weeks
summer.
ago, and now you've just dragged this out, you idiot.
I could have,
especially if they've not had their closure.
I could have been under someone at this point.
I'm not being funny.
I'm here, and I'm not over this.
If you break up with someone like via text and they've not had their closure, and they're still kind of prolonging and thinking like, are we gonna work things out or this or that? You're wasting someone's time still. So all I'm going to say is, like, no, it's never okay to break up with someone over text unless you're in a fucking pandemic. And
true.
You know.
But even then, FaceTime, guys. It exists.
Yeah, it exists.
Technology is here.
I know it's a bit awkward, like, being on FaceTime and holding your phone, I don't think this is working. But at least call them.
Sorry. With just one more thing. Referring back to our very first point about giving people more chances than they deserve.
Oh, God, no.
Internally that it's not working, and you have that gut feeling. Why are we not listening to our intuitions? Your gut knows, right? But I would also like to say, by doing that, you think you're doing them a favour by giving them that one last date. You're not. You're wasting their time. So don't do it. No. And that is what we will end on. Sorry. I just wanted to get that last point out, because I'm going to watch this back.
Be like, this is my own therapy.
This is my own therapy. I'm my own therapist. Like, I really need to, because I never listen to my own advice. Like, most people don't. But when you hear it from someone else, say that on repeat. If you are like me, you're a people pleaser, and you want to give that person that you know you don't like another chance, don't.
You're wasting their time. It's just like dumping someone via text.
You're being worse to them because you're wasting their time.
Yeah.
And time is money, people. Anyway, thank you so much for listening.
I know, I've missed you guys. I've missed doing this. I can't wait for next week. You know what? I want to get a really good discussion. I keep saying we're getting a boy on, but I've been so busy that I've not been...
Harriette was the boy this week.
Yes, I was. I've not had a chance to kind of organise a date with him to get him on the podcast. So, anyway... Lovely seeing you guys. Yeah, hopefully we'll have a guy on maybe next week or the week after, which I'm going to organise it. I'll text him.
And, you can find us at SisTEA Podcast on Instagram, on TikTok. And now you can also
YouTube as well. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like, comment, subscribe, rate
us on
Apple Podcasts.
I don't
know how many times I have to say it.
Share us with your friends, please. Honestly, we need the Sis team to grow.
Get screaming. And also,
it's great over here, kids.
If you want to, like, in nightclubs or whatever, get some stickers and post them on bathrooms. I'm not suggesting you do that, but I am suggesting you do that.
Yeah. And also, we have a Facebook page, so go like that for little snippets of clips prior to episodes. So yeah, thanks.
Anyway,
so
guys,
much.
thank you so much for watching. Lots of love, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.